What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me for another video. In today's video, we're going to talk about different rep ranges and the metabolic adaptations that your body goes through when training in specific rep ranges. And this is an important subject to talk about because when I poll the gym members here, which is probably a good indication of the general public, the top two goals that I hear from people are, I want to get stronger and I want bigger muscles. Those two things only happen within a very specific rep range. And when training outside of those rep range, you are no longer going to get stronger and you are no longer going to increase the size of your muscles. So let's talk about this real quick. The rep range for strength training is generally accepted to be between 1 and 6 reps. And if I'm trying to get stronger legs, as soon as I can comfortably do well more than 6 reps with my body weight, I no longer have a chance of increasing my strength. When training near maximum capacity in this specific rep range of 1 to 6, the metabolic adaptation that my body is going to go through is strengthening the central nervous system, specifically the pathway from the brain to the muscles to actually contract. And when your central nervous system is tuned up, you will be more explosive and you will be stronger for that 1 rep when you really need it. If you can do push-ups on your toes well past the 6 rep mark, at that point, you're no longer going to get stronger for your pushing muscle. So now you guys can probably see the necessity for at some point getting a barbell on your back for your squats or getting a barbell in your hands for a bench press. When the body weight squats that you're able to do are far outside of this rep range, your legs are no longer going to get strong. So you need a barbell on your back. When your push-ups get to a point where you can comfortably do more than 6, you're no longer going to increase the strength of your chest and triceps and anterior delts. So you need a barbell in your hands to do some bench presses with. And that's why it's important to talk about this. So strength training is from 1 to 6 reps, and the metabolic adaptation that your body goes through to increase your strength is tuning up your central nervous system, which only happens at this rep range. The next rep range we're going to talk about is 6 to 12 reps, and this is the hypertrophy training rep range. Hypertrophy is actually increasing the size of your muscle. And when training near maximum capacity from 6 to 12 reps, your body is breaking down muscle fibers, and it's going to replace those muscle fibers with bigger, stronger fibers. And over time, this is going to increase the size of your muscle. So as you can see here, when you're using your body weight for your primary resistance and you're outside of the strength training rep range of 1 to 6 with squats and push-ups, and you're outside the hypertrophy rep range of 6 to 12, not only are you not going to get stronger, but your muscles aren't likely to get any bigger, which is why we need to some point utilize a barbell or dumbbells or an additional resistance that is well over our body weight in order to get into these rep ranges to get bigger and stronger muscles. The last rep range we're going to talk about is the muscular endurance rep range. This is generally accepted to be 12 to 20 plus reps. Now, there is some benefit to muscular endurance training too, and the metabolic adaptation is increasing your lactic acid threshold. So as you're training for a lot of reps, your body has to get rid of lactic acid. And as your body becomes more efficient at getting rid of lactic acid, it does increase your endurance or your oxygen utilization. So although our training needs to be in all 3 of these rep ranges, you do have to segment your training and decide for a little bit of time what you want to work on. Do you want to work on getting stronger? Do you want to work on getting bigger muscles? Or do you want to work on improving your endurance? Now, what a lot of people don't consider is that when training for muscular endurance, another adaptation is to decrease the size of your muscles in order to be more efficient at your endurance training. So the strength and the size of the muscles go down if most of your training is in the muscular endurance rep range. Now, I, for one, prefer to do all 3, but I do all 3 in sort of an annual cycle. And that's how I have periodization in my training. I will go through a training where I specifically focus most of my effort on strength training of 1 to 6 reps. I do that for about 12 weeks out of the year. And then moving on from that, I will increase my rep range training from 6 to 12 to increase the size of the muscles. And then I'll segment some training for muscular endurance. And I sort of repeat this cycle. And the reason I do that is because I am a hybrid athlete. Most of my training is focused on endurance, and I'm not trying to be an absolute endurance machine at all costs. Otherwise, it's just not in the cards for me. It's not in my genetics. I'm not trying to be the strongest I can absolutely be at all costs, and I'm not trying to be the biggest I can absolutely be at all costs. What I'm trying to specifically do is be as fit as I can. And fitness involves being as good as you possibly can simultaneously at all three of these things. And that is what really excites me. How strong can I get and how muscular can I be while maintaining some remnants of endurance? That's what I specifically like to do. I run a ton. I ran a little over 330 miles in a 6-month span this year as I was training for a marathon. I only typically do strength training and hypertrophy training for 2 or 3 months out of the year. Now, although my goals might be different than your goals out there, this video is important just to mention that at some point everybody needs a barbell. At some point, the resistance of your body weight isn't enough to get bigger or stronger muscles, and you do have to focus on squatting with a bar on your back or bench pressing with a bar on your chest. Now, in order to make this video short, I left a ton of information out. So if there's any questions that you guys have about this video, make sure you ask those questions in the comments below. As always, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like the video, share it if there's somebody that you think might benefit from hearing this information. Everything helps the algorithm. It helps YouTube get these videos out to more people. So please do your part to help me out, and I'll keep doing my part to help you guys out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.